In the time being, as the negotiations persisted, the Soviet army reorganized and mounted new, heavier attacks. The Finnish army could take no more, and in the end crumbled. Early in March 1940, the Finns signed an armistice with the Soviets in Moscow. The USSR could have pushed on to total victory and occupied the whole of Finland, installing a puppet communist government, yet they did not. They accepted territory, more than they originally demanded, but still leaving Finland's democratic institutions and the bulk of her territory intact. It may be that the Soviet Union wished to avoid war with Britain and France, and wished for freedom to negotiate in the new Europe. In fighting Finland, the Soviet Union lost more than 200,000 men to the Finns' 25,000. The Red Army lost credibility, and its final success was ignored by the world.
After the fall of Stalingrad, the combined armies of Germany and Finland was split, with one part defending the eastern front, while the other part attacked the still Soviet-controlled lands to the southwest. Kiev had been set up as the new capital, and capturing it and the Crimea region was thought to lead to the end of the war. With the tactics that involved trapping and then surrounding Soviet divisions, the combined Nazi armies did well and slowly advanced. In the early months of 1943, the German army defending the Eastern Front was called back by Hitler to deal with the impending threat of an Allied invasion. He had betrayed the Finns, leaving them to deal with a still overwhelming enemy by themselves. This soon led to the loss of both Moscow and Stalingrad, and the Soviet troops could retake most of their core land in a matter of weeks. Desperate to hold them back, the Finns abandoned the southwestern regions and split the army. One was headed to defend the German borders and one to defend Finland. Even with the German betrayal, the Finns knew that without them the war would be lost, so the best they could do was to defend against the Soviets and hope for help in a second try to beat the communists. Manpower was at this stage such a serious issue that even children were now sent to the armies. Almost all infrastructure in Finland was falling apart as the government was scraping the barrel to get enough bodies into uniforms. In the late 1943, almost all the land controlled by Finland was retaken or occupied by Soviet troops. No help was to be found in the German allies, and the focus was now on getting all civilians enough time to escape the barbarous communists. With the last of their strength, the First Army made a final push to get the Soviets out from Finland, and volunteers from Germany helped achieve this goal. But on the 9th of February 1944, Sweden declared that they were members of the Allies and immediately started an offense on Finland. The war was now lost and there was no hope of survival. With guerrilla warfare and an almost unstoppable patriotism, the Finnish First Army could hold most invaders back, and it took more than a year for the Allied and Communist armies to occupy Helsinki. The 16th of August 1945, Finland was formally defeated, and for the Finnish population the war was over. The losses had been terrible, and almost half of the population had been decimated to hold the Soviets back. But it was all in vain. Thank you guys for watching this final episode of my Finnish playthrough. I am sad to say that I couldn't win the war. It was simply too much manpower on the other side, and the German AI played like a potato. So, with this episode done, I am probably going to make another one of these Hearts of Iron playthroughs. I'm also thinking about trying some more Stellaris, because I like the new patch notes. Anyways, leave a like, comment, sub, whatever you wanna do, and I will see you next time. Fullbordad out. Bye.